So we're going to be looking at the altitude of a triangle. Well, the altitude of a triangle is just a line in the vertex that is perpendicular to the opposite side. So what does this mean? When you draw a line down from the vertex and it meets the other side, it's going to make a right angle. Unlike the median, it doesn't have to split in the middle. It just is wherever it will meet the line and make a right angle. But we already know relationships about lines that lie perpendicular to each other, so we're going to use those to solve problems involving the altitude. So looking at this example here, find the equation of the altitude from vertex B in the triangle ABC. So we're going from this vertex here of B, and we want a line that's going to go along here and meet this line AC and going to make a right angle with it. A right angle, and again it will have a midpoint, or not a midpoint, or another point. Make that clear that it's not a midpoint. It's just a point on this line D where it makes this right angle. So what are we going to have to do here? Well, we want to know the gradient. We want to know the equation of that line. So y equals mx plus c. So we've already got a point on it. We already know it lies on this, the equation will lie on this line, minus 6, 0. So all we need now is the gradient. We need to work out the gradient. So what is that? So we know that this line AC is going to be perpendicular to this line BC. So we can use the relationship between perpendicular lines to work out the gradient. So here we go. MAC equals 2 minus 4 all over 2 minus 1. Which is equal to, to minus 4, my mistake, is equal to 6 over 1, which is just equal to 6. So, and we know that M1 times M2 is equal to negative 1. So this means that our MBD is just going to be 1 over and the negative of this here, which is going to give us a gradient of minus 1 over 6. We can now work out our final equation. I'll change the color here. So we now have y minus b equals mx minus a. So we're going to substitute in our points. So y minus our point B, which is the one we're using because we know that B lies on this line because it's already there, so we don't need to work out this point here. So equals minus 0 equals negative 1 over 6 x minus 6, so which is plus 6. So what does this work out as? Okay, so y equals negative 1 over 6 times minus x equals minus x over 6, and negative 1 over 6 times 6 is just going to be negative 1. So that is our equation of the altitude just there. So we can see what we did there is we got the gradient of the line AC. We then knew that the gradient, the altitude would be perpendicular to this line. And so we worked out the perpendicular gradient. Then we used the point that we already knew would be on that line and substituted that back in to get our final equation.